Hi everyone, welcome back to Love and Toast Homestead. Today we are going to do a May garden tour. So this is just our little garden pond area for our garden. So this is our main garden, was our main garden area, it still is. So these were our very first beds when we first moved in here. So this bed we have our different pepper varieties and onions companion planted together. And I'll be throwing in some green beans in random spots because they did really well, because green beans provide really good nitrogen in the soil for the peppers. And we already got one on here. Look at that. That's exciting. That must be healthy now. So over here we have our spinach bed, and you can see that our spinach is going to seed. So that means it's going to be done with the cycle, but once these flower, we can collect the seeds. I also have some beets down here, and of course a volunteer tomato plant going up everywhere. We got some lettuce over here. Also, it's about to bolt. It hasn't fully bolted yet, but it's still coming up. Back here we have lettuce and beets, and we have a nasturtium. So these ones block out squash bugs, or they're supposed to repel them, because after this is done, I'm going to plant my zucchini in this bed in hopes that I can deter the squash bug. That's always our goal. I also have some peas growing on my trellis. I have some loofahs down here and loofahs over here. So this bed is tomatoes and green beans. I do have my random cayenne pepper because I didn't have a spot for it, so I just kind of plopped him right there. Back in this bed, more peppers and onions. They look pretty good. Back here we have our oregano, and these are our radishes and beets back here also. They're also going to seed, so I'll be collecting those and harvesting those. And these are also radishes and beets. And then our parsnips are going to seed also. And behind them is our garlic, but actually we have peppermint taking over back there that we never planted, and it's about 7 feet wide now. So they've completely taken over that area. And over here, I know this looks like grass, but I actually planted wheat and hoping that just to see how it grows. I thought that would be a fun thing to plant. We do have some volunteer squash plants right here though. So this is our main garden area. So on the slopes over here, we have our strawberry plants, which still have, I can already see some more red ones to pick. And these are our grapes, which have tons of fruit on them already, and buds. And these are just like our perennial herbs that will come back each year. And then this is our garden addition. So right here is our potato patch. Before in my video I did it over there, and I'll show you that. But the soil was so much clay and so hard that we had to change plans. Our neighbor came over and helped us out and tilled this area. So I was able to put our potato plants here. And then all the way back here are the tomato plants. So we got our tomato plants on our cattle panel. So like I was saying before, we dug a hole, put them in there with the eggshell and tomato stone, and then they'll just keep growing up here. This has worked the best for us with how many plants that we do. So we'll go start on these beds over here. Okay, so this first bed is green beans and carrots. And these are 12-foot by 4-foot beds. I also have some calendula over here. Another green beans and carrots bed, and another green beans and carrots bed with a volunteer sunflower. Okay, so this is my cabbage and onion bed, which my onions, since planting them, they just have not, I think I started them too late. I need to start them like in October rather than January, and they would have done a lot better. But they're just they're like very small still. But my cabbage is doing great. I have been putting goat's milk on this, and it hasn't really had too much issues with the moth worms. So I'm just trying to do that each week, and it's been working out. They're not totally destroyed. But that's why I companion planted them with the onions, because it's supposed to deter them. You can see my one onion right here. Just a little guy. And they also, I think there's, did you water this bed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did yesterday.
So we have a cayenne right here, and then I planted a whole bunch of green beans. Each bed pretty much has green beans in it too, because we eat a lot of green beans and I need to make sure we plant a lot for the season. So this bed back here, we have our nasturtium, and this is like a squash bed. Zucchini and squash pretty much here. And we're using this as a weed barrier to help be proactive this year. Because with the bigger garden, it's going to take us a lot more time to weed, so we're trying to beat that. So this is also another squash bed with a nasturtium. So we got our zucchini, different winter squashes. We got some oregano down here because that's also supposed to help with deterring bugs. And then over here we have another pepper and onions bed, shocker. So this is, yeah, I'm really excited about these because last time when we put our peppers in the ground, they did not do good, but they seem to be doing a lot better this year in the beds. So over here we have tomato. Oh, looks like a chicken was in here. I've had a chicken keep coming in my garden. She keeps eating everything. Okay, anyway. So we got our tomatillos, we got our radishes, and then I'll plant green beans in here. I planted them over there, but I need to plant more. And then random cherry tomato plants. And then back here you can see I planted the green beans before we had time to put the cover on, and now it's gotten a little out of control, but we'll work through it. Anyway, so we got these green beans, which are doing good, and we have more cherry tomatoes, volunteer sunflower, volunteer chamomile, which is just everywhere. And then, oh, my sweet beans is not doing good either. You pause if you water this?
Go.
And this bed is all green beans. So this is our green beans. We like to do the Bush Lake variety. That's our favorite one. It's just easy for us, easy to maintain. Right here, got some rosemary, nasturtium. And then we got a whole bunch of squash. We got some yarrow that's supposed to help deter. And more yarrow down here. And then over in this bed, another nasturtium, and then we got our cucumbers, we got our watermelon, we got some fennel, and that's it for this bed. And then back here, this is going to be our Three Sisters aisle. So we got our corn planted, green beans, and then you can see we got our squashes. Sorry, we got our pumpkins, and then we have our squashes. See, these look bad too. And then we have our cucumbers and different ones. Here is our potato row. And then back here, we're tilling the grass and we're making that all corn again. And that's pretty much it. We still have to make our other cornfield in the front. We're gonna plant some popcorn and some Wapsi seeds. But that's pretty much it for the May garden tour. Hope you enjoyed.